Hey guys, JL here. Welcome back to another raid guide. This one is for the Rift of Nurz Gashu. We did a full clear with just 2 people, a lore master and a captain. I was in red for most of the time. I did end up swapping to yellow for Thaurlach, and the lore master was in red the entire time. Boss 1 is just a really heavy DPS check. He does a induction called Bone Grind, and the idea is to kill him before he kills you with Bone Grind if you're a melee class. It's a little difficult. I'd say it's probably one of the harder bosses of all the mini bosses before Thaurlach, but it's totally possible to do, as you can see here. We do end up dying, and that's just inevitable because there's so many adds that spawn, and you basically just need to kill the boss, get that done with, and then work your way through the adds when you respawn and just come back and try to make your way to boss 2. Boss 2 is once again a DPS check, but this one's not nearly as hard as boss 1 because he doesn't have that heavy induction that does a lot of damage, and you have a little more time to kill him. The adds will come, but they don't hurt too bad, so your window to actually kill him is a little larger than boss 1, but it's essentially the same thing, rinse and repeat. Burst down, boss 2, the adds will come and kill you, and work your way back through the adds and make it to boss 3. Boss 3 is really a cakewalk. There isn't a DPS window. The adds come, but they're weak and they'll die. So you kind of have all the time in the world to kill this guy. Just make sure on your way to boss 3 that you avoid pulling any adds that you don't need to pull. It will really slow you down. It's kind of obnoxious. But yeah, boss 3 is just DPS him down and kill him, and that's really all there is to it. Boss 4 is once again fairly simple. It's another DPS check, but it's a long window. There are multiple bosses in this one, I suppose. There's the 2 dragon mini bosses, which you want to kill first. The thing that makes it difficult is their AI bugs a lot, so as you can see in this fight, they just start running away from us and we have to chase them down. We can't use our AoEs and it's really kind of annoying, but other than that, it's pretty easy. Kill the 2 dragons and then swap to boss 4 and DPS him down, and you got it. Boss 5 is a little more difficult because he actually has some mechanics. All you need to do is avoid hitting him at all with AoEs and just kill the Gashira Seers first. There's 4 of them in each corner of this platform. And once you kill the Gashira Seers, drag the boss over close to that void circle in the center, because you're going to want to AoE down the Darklings that are making their way towards that center. If they make it to it, they'll turn into World Eaters and extend the fight a little bit. Maybe you'll die. So make sure to use your self heals on this one and just DPS the boss down once you have the Seers done. Boss 6 is actually 2 bosses. One's a mini boss and the other one's the main boss. This one's pretty simple. There are a couple mechanics to be aware of. I usually like to kill the weaker of the 2 bosses first, and then focus on the main boss and pop all of your DPS for that. However, if the Darklings reach the boss like they did in this fight, they'll heal him a bunch, and that can be really frustrating. It will really extend the fight. He also has like a strange anti-exploit that you might accidentally trigger if you go too far away from him, which we did in this fight, but we didn't want that. We could have exploited it to heal ourselves to full, but we're not really about that, so we tried to just come back to the center of the room, and that fixed the problem. But basically kill the lesser of the bosses first, then pop all your cooldowns and kill the bigger boss and interrupt his inductions, and you'll be good to go. Boss 7 is Thrang, and this one's probably the most difficult of all of them, save for maybe Boss 1, since that's just such a race. With this one, you're going to want to start the fight by aggroing the giant, and then go back up the stairs to the top of the auditorium, and chillax there and kill the ads that spawn. Just completely ignore the giant. Some of the ads that spawn will be ranged, so you're going to have to go down the stairs and break their line of sight so they get closer to you. But if you just kill the ads and stay on the stairs, then eventually Thrang will spawn and the giant will go away. Once you finish killing all the ads, whoever has Thrang aggro, in this case, I'm not tanking, so the Lore Master does more DPS than me, so obviously he will have aggro here. We had to do a bit of a ring around the Rosie to actually heal up. We got pretty heavily damaged this fight. It was our first attempt though, thankfully, so we didn't have to reset and do this one again. So we healed up after we did a ring around the Rosie and then dragged Thrang to a Fumarole. Those Fumaroles kind of hurt, so make sure you're kind of topped off on HP before you drag him to the Fumarole. But once you pop a Fumarole on him, his shield will drop. It's like a 95% damage reduction shield. So make sure you get that shield off before you use any of your cooldowns to DPS him. You'll have a short window to deal damage to him, then you're going to need to drag him to another Fumarole. Once you do that 2 or 3 times and hit your DPS windows, then he should be dead. Just avoid stepping in the lava, it does heavy damage. And don't take any Fumarole damage if you don't need to. So as you can see in this fight, I kind of keep my distance from the Fumarole while he's popping him to get the shield off Thrang. But once they're popped, then I can jump in and deal DPS. So this one's a little trickier. You have to use the stairs, and you kind of have to, I guess, exploit some of the AI mechanics by making the giant not hit you and breaking line of sight, things like that. But it's pretty straightforward. Once you've practiced it once or twice, you should be good to go. But yeah, that's Thrang. The Thaurlach fight is really long. It's the final fight of Rift, and it has the best rewards behind it, but it's very long and annoying. So to start off with, you're gonna have to listen to this chick talk for like 17 years. Then you're gonna go to the left and protect her while she purifies the water. Then you're gonna go to the right and protect her while she purifies the water. Then you're gonna go to the middle and protect her while she purifies the water. That all really sucks, but I'll let that play out and then check back in with you guys once we're past those points. Okay, now that we've made it through most of the tedium, the Lore Master and I are going to split apart now, and this is where the fight actually starts to begin. You can't even damage Thaurlach until A, the NPC has cleansed the water that he's on, and B, you've cleared the side rooms. Otherwise, he'll have a 50,000 health every 5 seconds heal that will just tick and reset the fight basically every time. There are 3 rooms that you need to clear. The first ones that you have to clear are the north and south, and then the last one, which has a mini boss called the Everseer, is on the east side. And the Lore Master's job, we decided, is obviously clear those rooms while I tank. And hopefully, we had no idea, but we were hoping that he would have enough damage and survivability to actually get it done, because those bosses in there are kind of tricky. So I'm just sitting here yelling at Thaurlach, and the Lore Master has gone to the north room first, cleared that, turned the wheel. Then he's gonna swap over to the south room, kill everything in there, turn the wheel. And then he is going to finally, after the water has been cleansed, make his way to the Everseer room. And that one's really tricky. He has to kite around in a circle while he kills the Everseer and all of the ads in that room. Then he has to solve the puzzle. There is a wiki link I can put in the description. It's a very quick puzzle. I don't, off the top of my head, remember which numbers you have to turn, but there's basically 4 options. You have to do 2 of them, and then the puzzle's solved, and you've killed the Everseer. So now you can move to Thaurlach. And for this fight, we knew there's no way I could face tank Thaurlach the entire time because his damage escalates. So we decided, let's just try to kite it around in a circle and see what happens. So that's exactly what we did. I tanked Thaurlach until he starts to move, and then once he starts to move, I just run around in a circle while the Lore Master does DPS. And his damage does get more, like, higher and higher because he enrages, but as long as you're healing yourself consistently and popping your defensives, then he can't really one-shot you. So that's pretty much what we do. We finish all 3 rooms. I kite in a circle for a while. The Lore Master does as much damage as he can. Eventually, Thaurlach will do a long induction where he jumps into the air and then dives down and does a big AoE around him that will insta-kill everybody. So just move away from him, I guess. It's pretty simple. You just run away from him and then continue running around in a circle. So it really wasn't that difficult, and I feel like many of you will have a full clear success on your first attempt, just because Rift is not hard. I wish they scaled it up more, but yep, that's basically everything, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, and let me know how your attempts go, and I hope that you guys get wig filled and not trash loot like we did. On a side note, I just want to say thanks so much, guys, for engaging with my videos. I was a little wary to return to YouTube since it's been about 8 years since I made any Lotro videos, but the welcoming return that I've gotten has been really nice and has really motivated me to continue working on my editing and making more and more quality videos. I'm currently working on a series that I'm really excited for, kind of blending the Lord of the Rings fan base with the Lord of the Rings Online fan base, by doing a walkthrough of each region and discussing all the lore in that region. You know, any lore that's actually established by Tolkien, not necessarily adding in the additional lore that Lord of the Rings Online has kind of embellished a little bit in a great way, but it's just not, you know, completely accurate to what Tolkien's vision was sometimes. So I'm really excited for that. I'm planning to make them about 30 to 40 minutes each, based on a survey I did in my community poll. And I'm currently working on the Bree Land video, and it's awesome. I'm scrapping the whole editing process, and I've just gone to writing my script and nailing it down. So it's a great script, and then I will move on to actually shooting the film and editing after that. So far it's going really well, and I'm really excited to push out that video to you guys. It'll probably be a few weeks yet, just because I'm really wanting the 30 minutes to be quality and have lots of good shots and you know, a great voiceover. But I hope you guys tune in for that when it comes out. So once again, thanks for watching, and thank you for engaging with my channel. I really have enjoyed these last few weeks, and I hope you guys take care. Bye.